AI-powered software for builders who don't have time to wait. So let's dive in. So the before we start, this course will by the end of this course, you'll be able to sit down, describe a software idea in plain English, and have a working product running without knowing how to type a single line of code from memory. So you'll understand AI tools, not just use them blindly. You'll understand why they work. So when they fail, you know how to fix it. So that understanding is what separates a professional from a hobbyist. So you'll build ethically. AI is powerful enough to harm if misused. Understanding AI ethics makes you build clients trust, and trust is when you turn projects into long-term income. So you will build secure products. Most web coded skip security. So their product gets hacked, their clients lose data, their reputation collapses. You'll not be that person. Security is baked from day one. So you will have an income path. So this is not an academic. Every section ends with a money angle. By chapter 5, you'll be have to go to a related plan to earn from the skills you are learning right now. So what's vibe coding? The simple truth. So vibe coding is the practice of building real working software by describing what you want in plain English and letting AI write the code for you. You direct, AI executes. So think of it like this: architect equal to you. Vibe, we call you the vibe coder most of the time. So you describe what to build, you make the decision, you own the vision. Okay. So after you describe what you want to build, you make the decision, then you become the builder and the contractor. The builder and contractor, you have the AI, ChatGPT, Cloud, or Lovable, or Casa, or any other AI web coding tool that is out there and will be out there by after this video has been published. So building regulation is security plus ethics. The rules are keep what you build safe, legal, and trustworthy. So how AI thinks about code, the mental model you must have. AI does not understand code the way a human does. It predicts the most statistical, likely correct next word line given everything you have told it. Your job, give it the best possible context. So your prompt, what you type, your description, instruction, or a question. This is the only thing the AI starts with. So better prompts equal to better code always. So AI context window, AI reads your prompt plus everything in the conversation so far. It has no memory outside the window. It knows nothing about your project until you tell it about it. So always in mind the AI what you are building. Don't assume with the AI because they have a context window. So pattern matching, AI compares your prompt to billions of code example. It was straight on. It finds the pattern that best matches what you describe. Okay. So the more specific your description, the better the match. I mean, so code output, AI generated code that first fits the pattern. This is a prediction, not a guarantee. Perfect. You must read, test, and sometimes correct it. Review every output before you use it. The five fundamentals, the law of vibe coding. So describe before you build. Before you open the any AI tool, write down in plain English what does this do, who use it, what happens when they click tab submit. This 5 minute step saves 5 hours of confusion. So never start a prompt without a written description first. So the second thing, one thing at a time. AI gets confused when you ask for too much at once. Build me a login system with a dashboard, payment integration, and email notification equal to disaster. Break it into pieces. One feature per conversation, one prompt per feature. Okay, so read what AI gives you. You do not need to memorize the code, but you must be able to read it. If you blindly copy paste without reading, you'll copy bugs, security holes, broken logic, and know why your app is broken. Okay? So read every line AI gives you, ask you to explain anything that you don't understand. The last thing, test before you ship. Air code works in theory. Reality is different. Test every button, every form, every edge case. What happens if someone types nothing, types a thousand characters, types a script tag, test it. So if you haven't broken it yourself, your user will. Version control is not option. Commit to Git after every working feature, no exceptions. Okay. The prompt code loop your daily workflow as a vibe coder. So first thing, you describe, write what you want in plain English, include what it does, who uses it, what it looks like, specific behavior. Then you come now to the AI. Feed your description to the AI tool. Be specific, use the RICE formula, role, input, context, expected output. I repeat again, use the RICE formula, role, input, context, expected output. So the third thing, after prompt, review. Read the code AI gives you. Don't understand something? Ask AI. Explain this line to me like I'm 60. Never skip this step. The fourth thing, test. Run it, click every button, try to break it, test with the wrong inputs, what happens. Does it crash? Does it show an error? The fifth, fix or iterate. Found a bug, copy the error, message and paste it to AI. I got this error, fix it, repeat until it works. We say AI does not get tired or bored by repeating the same task over and over again. So the other thing, ship and save. Working feature, save to Git with a clear message, added logging form with validation, then move to the next feature. So the tools landscape, knowing your arsenal. So you don't need them all. You need to know when to use each one of them. So the first tool for vibe coding we have Lovable. This is a full stack web application builder software, and it has a free tier and a subscription if you want more. So Lovable, describe your full app in a prompt. Lovable builds the entire React frontend with pages, components, and styling, best for complete web apps from scratch. So when starting a new web app from project from zero, Lovable is your go-to. So the other one is Bold and New, browser-based full stack builder. You describe it builds upon Node.js, backend and frontend. Fast and no setup required when you need both frontend and backend quickly. So we have V0 by Vassell, specializes in building beautiful React UI components backed for designing individual pages, form, dashboards, output clean, tailwind code. So we have Casa. Casa is a code editor, an IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, so a code editor like VS Code, Visual Studio Code with AI built in it. You write, you edit code with AI assistant. Best you want to more control and are learning to read the code. Okay, so we have Replit, build, run, deploy in the browser, has its own AI agents, good for backend code scripts and apps that need to run on a server. So when you need a backend database and server-side logic, Replit is your go-to. We have Codex by OpenAI, and we have Cloud. They're also agentic, and they like an ID, but they are 70% AI coders, 30% an ID, as the same as anti-gravity by Google. So, okay, reading code you didn't write, a non-negotiable skill. You don't need to memorize syntax, but you must be able to read and understand what AI gives you. So a pilot doesn't build a plane, but they must read every instrument. You are the pilot. The AI is the engineer. Read the instruments very careful. Okay. So if else a decision, if there are, so we have function, so an inbox that does one job, calculate total, takes numbers in, gives you a total out. Every time you call it, you call its name, it runs. Example, calculate total items, adds up the item prices and return the sum. We have variable, label container holding a value. That's like username. Username is John. Means every time you use username in the call, it means John. So if you type username, it refers to John. So example price. Anywhere you see price, it refers to 500. So have a loop for or a while, doing something repeatedly for every product in the cart. Show its name and price instead of writing the same code 100 times. So example, for each product, show name plus price. Okay. So the other thing we have, if else, a decision. If user is logged in, show the dashboard, else show the login page. Code makes decision the same way you do. Okay. Example, if logged in, show dashboard, else show login. Okay. So the other thing is API call. API we say is a waiter in the restaurant or a hotel. Okay, that helps communicate the customer, which is the front end, to the kitchen, which is the back end. So it is a link point between the customer and the kitchen. That is an API, an application programming interface. So okay, API call stroke fetch. You are up asking another service for data. When your app checks the weather, it sends a request to a weather API. Okay, and waits for the answer. The API brings the answers to the app. The app displays the answer to you. Okay, so the last thing is database query. Your app is asking its storage, give me all orders placed today. The database replies to the matching records. Okay, so we have done with the vibe coding part. Now we have the most important part B, which is security. The thing most vibe coders skip, the thing that destroys their reputation when they do. Security is not a feature you add at the end. It's a foundation built as from the beginning of your vibe coding. Okay, so 6 things that can go wrong, and they will if you are not careful. These are real attacks on real apps built by real people with who thought it won't happen to me. Okay, so the first issue has SQL injection. Okay, a hacker types a code into your login form instead of password. If your app isn't protected, that code runs on your database and they own everything. So fix, always use prepared statements or an ORM. Ask AI, make this query SQL injection safe. Okay. The second issue of security, you have exposed API keys. So these are the keys to your waiter. We said APIs are keys. Okay. So your secret keys for Stripe, this for payment, Firebase for backend, OpenAI for the logic, etc. accidentally get uploaded to GitHub or shown in front end code. Anyone who finds them can use your service at your expense. So they can be using your API on the application, and you are the one who is receiving the billing at your end. Kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee. So no authentication is the third issue. You build a dashboard with user data, but forget to check if the person viewing it is actually logged in. Anyone with the URL can see everyone's data. So how to fix it? Every protected page must verify, is this user logged in, and do they have permission to view what they're viewing? So the fourth is cross-site scripting. That is XSS. A hacker stores a script in your database, e.g., in comment or profile name. When other users load the page, the script runs into their browser and steals their session. Okay. So how to fix it? Always sanitize, that is cleaning user inputs before displaying them. Ask AI, sanitize their input against XSS. Okay. Broken access control. Okay. So user can see user A can see user B's data just by changing a number in the URL. For example, orders 123 refers the slash order 124. If you don't check ownership, every user data is exposed. Always verify that this logged in user on the this resource. Never trust the URL only, and the URL is the universal location, universal resource locator. That is typically that link that you see on your browser. Universal resources locator. Okay. So the last stupid thing people does and assume is weak passwords are no rate limiting. Attackers try thousands of password combination automatically. That is called brute force. So without limits, they can try forever and eventually succeed and break into your software or application. So use hash password, that is by crypt, limit login attempts, add captcha, never store plain text passwords. Always use hash. Okay. So the next thing, the 7 security rules, non-negotiable for every project. Never trust user input. Every user types could be an attack. Validate is it the right format, and sanitize. Clean it every input before using it anywhere. So the second rule is secret stays on the server. API keys, database passwords are JSON web tokens. Secrets belongs in environment variables. That is JWT.env. You on your server, never in front-end code, never in GitHub for your security and for your wallet security purpose. The rule number 3, hash every password. Use bcrypt or Argon2. Never store password as plain text. If your database is leaked, hashed passwords are useless to attackers. Okay. So the rule number 4, HTTPS everywhere. Okay. All traffic between your app and user must be encrypted. Netlify, Vercel, and Railway give you free HTTPS. So there's no excuse not to use it. Okay. So check permission, not just logging. Being logged in is not permission to do everything. So check, is the user allowed to see, edit, delete this specific resource, rate limiting everything, logging items, API calls, form submission, limit how many times someone can do them. This blocks brute force attacks and prevents abuse. So keep dependencies updated. All the libraries never have libraries run npm audit weekly. Tools like Dependabot can do this all automatically. Okay, Dependabot. So yeah. So the next thing is prompting for security. How to make AI write safe code. AI default to simplest solution, not the safest one. this prompt center because they are trying to reduce the electricity bills on their end. So the single most important security habit: always add security requirements to your prompt. I will call them if you ask. It will just won't add them automatically. Building a login form. So build a login form with email and password fields. Wrong. The right one is build a secure login form with email, password validation, binary password hashing, rate limiting, max of 5 attempts, CSFR protection, and secure session handling. Okay. The next thing is building an API route. So create an API endpoint to get user orders. Wrong. So the right one is create a secure API route for user orders that verifies the user is authenticated. Just on web tokens check, confirm the user only access their own orders, ownership check. So accepting user input. So build a comment section where users can post messages. Wrong. They can inject your database SQL injection. So build a comment section with inputs, sanitization against XSS attacks, SQL injection, prevention using prepared statements, content length limits max into 500 characters. Okay. Building an API, the storing API keys, add my strip API key to the front end checkout. Very wrong and very harmful. So show me how to use Stripe secret key safely. Store it in .env. Call it only from the backend. Never expose it to the front end. Include the correct .env setup. Okay. So we have done with security, so we are going to the third part, which is AI ethics. This chapter 3. Because power without responsibility is just a faster way to cause harm. Again, I repeat, power without responsibility is just a faster way to cause harm. Okay. With great power comes great responsibility. AI gives you more power than generation of builders before you. Okay. How you use it, it defines the kind of builder and person you become. Okay. Yeah. So what is AI ethics? As simple as possible. So AI ethics equal the study of what is right and wrong when building and using AI systems. In plain English, does your product help people, treat them fairly, protect their privacy, and tell them the truth? Okay. So it's a legal obligation. In many countries, using AI is always AI investors discriminate, invade privacy, deceives people is illegal. Kenya's Data Protection Act applies to apps you build. The EU AI Act affects any app used in Europe. So it's your business reputation. One viral story about an ethical AI product destroy years of reputation. So corporate clients, investors, and serious customers will ask about your ethical framework before signing any contract with you. It's a responsibility to society. AI shapes the decisions about people's jobs, loans, healthcare, and safety. If your model is biased or your data is wrong people real people are going to be hurt. There is that responsibility sits with the builder. Okay, it's your commercial advantage. Ethical AI is trusted AI. Trusted AI is used is AI is used. AI companies that build ethical products keep clients longer, face fewer lawsuits, and build deeper relationships. Ethics is not idealism, it's strategy. Okay. The next thing, the 5 principles of ethical AI. So every builder must know this. This comes from the world's leading AI ethics frameworks translated into plain English for builders. Okay. So transparency. Be honest about what AI is doing in your product. If your app uses AI to make decisions, approve, reject, recommend, or score, users have the right to know. Never pretend AI is human. We say no assumption with artificial intelligence. Okay, so ask yourself if my users knew exactly how my AI worked, will they still trust it? Okay, it's a matter of trust. So fairness, your AI must treat all people equally. If your AI is trained on biased data, it produces biased outcomes. Alone approval, AI trained mostly on wealthy applicants will be unfair to the less fortunate. Okay, ask yourself, does my AI treat someone differently based on who they are, on what they do? Okay, this mostly applies to financial institutions and microfinance. So the third thing is privacy. Collect only what you need. Protect everything you collect. You do not need someone's full address to send them a newsletter. You don't need their phone number to give them a quote. Okay. So ask yourself, if the data was leaked tomorrow, what harm will it cause to the clients and to the reputation of the company? Accountability. Someone must be responsible for what the AI does. The AI made the decision. It's not a legal or a moral defense. As the builder, you are responsible for your product outcomes and building. Okay. So ask yourself, if my AI makes a harmful mistake, who is accountable and is there a way to fix it? Okay. So the non-maleficence do not build things designed to harm. AI can generate misinformation, deepfakes, phishing emails, manipulative content, and surveillance tools at scale. The builder, okay, at scale, the builder who you use it matters a lot. Ask yourself, could this product be weaponized against the people's if people is supposed to serve, like mass surveillance? You know the drill, like with cloud and the Pentagon or Washington. So your responsibility as a builder, practical ethics in every project. So always do this. Tell users when AI is making decisions that affect them. Get proper consent before collecting any personal data. Test your product with diverse users before launching. Build a way to correct AI mistakes, override, appeal, or fix. Use AI generated content honestly. Do not pass it off as 100% human made decision. Okay, to save you a lot of headache. Okay. The other thing is store personal data securely and delete it when it's no longer needed. Okay, there is a framework for that. If data is like around 5 years or somewhere, there it gets deleted. Never do this. Build the tool designed to deceive, manipulate, or harm users. Okay, so collect data you don't need just in case. Deploy an AI model without testing it for bias. Hide that your product uses AI from users who have the right to know. Use others people private data to train your AI without consent. Build AI products for anyone who wants them, regardless of their purpose. Okay. So chapter 4 is about making money. The only reason we learn all of that. So Vibecoding simple websites ranges from 50 Kenya shilling 15,000 to 80,000. So per web project, like for simple ones, this 5 pages kind of websites. So we have those are for the from 15,000 to 80,000. That is up to e-commerce. We have 5,000 to 25,000 per AI automation setup. Okay, 2,000 to 8,000 per workshop seat. Okay, that when you're invited to speak about AI. So the big bucks, $100 to $500 per month. This is for SaaS products, monthly revenue per client. Okay, 5 income paths for vibe coders. Pick one, master it, then add the next. First is client web project. This is the entry level of vibe coding. Find a local business with a bad or no website. Build them a professional site using Lovable or Bolt. Charge them a fee for the job. Start Warm leaders is by word of mouth, what's called outreach, natuma messages to them. They reply well and good. If they don't, you move to the next until they reply. You do the job, they refer you. Yeah. The second facet is AI automation setup. This is the medium speed for business doing repetitive tasks manually. So WhatsApp replies, reports, investing emails using make.com, Zapier, NHN. Okay. So start on business with the pain point. Okay. And use it better to build your portfolio as a case study. Paid workshops, fast and running weeks, teach what you know. 2.5 hours Zoom workshop on AI for business at Kenya, 500 shillings to 2,000 per seat for like 20 attendees. You see, you're not bad. So start it by one by like using your social media channels like TikTok and yeah, and see how it will get. So build a SaaS product, slow build but long-term income. So here I identify a problem many business have, build a simple AI-powered tool that solves it, charge the monthly retainer fee, okay, or subscription fee. Start one prediction problem plus 5 potential users. And yeah, so AI content and personal brand, slow build and compound returns. Document everything you build, post it YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn. Your audience become your lead source monthly, okay? Without paid payment, okay? We'll start on video this week. What to build first. So real projects, what make real monies, okay? So restaurants, hotel websites, 7-page sites, home menu reservation through WhatsApp, gallery, about events and contact, 15,000 to 30,000 depending on the customization the client want. So okay, any restaurants, hotel or guest us without a good site. So the next is business WhatsApp bot auto reply system, answer FAQs, send price list, book appointment 24/7 without staff, ranges from 8,000 to 20,000 setup plus 3,000 monthly retainer fee if they want. So school results portal, students log in, say their marks, they enroll report card, admin uploads marks via simple form that is around from 20,000 to 50,000, 5 to 7 days to set up, like to build it. So invoice and code generator, client enters items and quantities, app calculate totals, generate PTS, sends email via email. So around 10,000 to 25,000, build within 2 to 4 working days. So any contractor, freelance, or a small business that may need an invoice or a code generator, AI content assistant. User describe their business, AI generates a week of captions, hashtags, and content ideas. Okay, so around 3,000 to 8,000 per month, 4 to 6 working days to build. Employee leave tracker. Staff submitting leave request, manager approves, rejects, system tracks leave days remaining. So okay, like simple is just like an HRIS system, human resource information system. So but AI powered one. Your 90-day income plan from zero to first paying. So they want to that learn and build. So complete this course and reread every chapter once. Open accounts, Lovable, Bolt, New, Replit, Make.com, GitHub. Build your first project from scratch. Pick from the 6 on the previous slide. Deploy it live. Netlify or Vercel is for free. Write 3 sentences describing what it is and what it does, who is it for. Share it at least to 2 WhatsApp groups. A live project is equals to 0 paying clients yet. That's okay. So okay, you are just beginning. Okay. So the 31 to 60 sell and deliver. Identify 10 local business that could use what you build. Approach 3 of them with a specific proposal. Note I can build a website. Offer first client a 30% discount exchange for a testimonial. Deliver the project. Get paid. Get the testimonial. Build the second project. Use learning from the first post to your project on LinkedIn or Instagram. So one per project is equals to around 10,000 to 30,000 in your pocket. So the 61 to 90 skill and retain. Follow up with the first client. What else that they need? Approach 5 more business using it as small as social proof. People like social proof. By that, this and you did good work. Ni nani ni ule. Oh, ada mi nataka atengeleze. Okay, that's you how you get clients. And your first paid workshop used AI kwa biashara la deck that we did for small business la the previous workshop. Set an income target for month 4 and reverse engineer the action. So 2 to 3 clients, that is 30,000 to 80,000 revenue a month for one workshop run. Okay. So from me to you, you know how to describe and build real software, you know how to keep it secure, you know how to build with integrity, and you know how to make it pay. The only thing left is to start, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. You will never feel ready. Start today, build something small, keep it, ship it, learn from it, build something bigger. That's how great builders started. So thank you for sitting here and learning of this topic. It has been true. So hope to see you on the next workshop. Thank you all. Thank you.